Hello, Delta Institute core member advisors. This is the last time I will be broadcasting from Brumby, and today we're going to talk about how the work that we do here at Institute over the summer is going to connect to the work that our core members and our regional staff will do in the fall for the next 2 years with our core members. We know all the hard work that we put in this summer does not live in isolation to just here at the Delta Institute, but continues into regions. And so we're going to talk today about how you as a CMA will make connection with MTLDs and with our regional staff through Program Tracker and through everything you've learned about your core members over the last 5 weeks, and how that will be tracked and passed on to region. So you, in the blast, have the link to the one-pager. It's called CMA to MTLD Connection. That's what I have pulled up right now on my screen. This one-pager is going to walk you through every step of data that you need to input about every single one of your core members. So this is due on end of day Wednesday of week 5. And it is my suggestion that you absolutely do not wait until Wednesday to start inputting this data, because it will probably last about 30 to 45 minutes per core member. All right, so we're going to get going with what this data entry is going to look like. So first you're going to see on this CMA to MTLD connection one-pager, the steps down the side, steps 1 all the way through 8. And then on the right here, you're going to see a screenshot of Program Tracker, the teacher level data. So we're going to flip between this one-pager and the Program Tracker. So the first thing you're going to enter is TAL wheel ratings, and these will measure how our core members have developed and oriented around our new core member wheel. So based on your week 5 observations, you'll enter this data into Program Tracker exactly as you did for week 3. So remember, you'll sign into Program Tracker. You're going to go ahead and find your core member. Remember, you might have to switch to Institute View. All right, and then you'll find your core member. And then here you're going to see on the screen, if you scroll to the bottom, here are the questions, the 5 questions relating to the TAL wheel. And you will rate those from misaligned to no growth all the way up to likely enduring growth. All right, so that is step 1, and you see the 1 down here on the screenshot. Now moving on to step 2, that's the TAL impact model ratings. So in order to receive money through a grant that Teach for America has earned, we still need to rate core members on culture of achievement and engagement with rigorous content, although that is an old model that Teach for America no longer uses. We are still rating that. So the easy thing is, once you have rated core members on the TAL wheel, we have a conversion chart. So if you see here, the 1 references down to a conversion chart that tells you exactly how to convert TAL wheel to culture of achievement and engagement with rigorous content. So for culture of achievement, you'll take the average of personal growth and access outcomes. And then, so if that average, for example, is solid growth, then for culture of achievement, you'll put compliant on task. For example, if the average of academic growth outcomes from the TAL wheel for this core member is dramatic growth, then for engagement with rigorous content, you'll put analysis, application, and explain. And so, once again, those questions here are correlated with the number 2, culture of achievement, engagement with rigorous content. If we switch back to Program Tracker, you're going to see it right here, culture of achievement and engagement with rigorous content. You'll use the conversion chart that we just referenced to rate those. Number 3, you're going to give our MTLDs an update on how this core member is prepared for the region and how they receive feedback. And so those are questions right here, number 3. So I'll switch to Program Tracker. How prepares a CM to enter the classroom in the fall? There's no rubric for this, so you will do this based on your best understanding of the words. And then how responsive is this core member to feedback? Once again, no rubric. You will rate based on your understanding of those words. All right, so after step 3, step 4 is authenticity. So we want to tell regions how authentic has an institute experience been for our core members. So you can see here in the middle, step 4 is authenticity. So you'll need to use the guidance chart on the back of your one-pager or at the bottom of this document. And Christine has calculated the days and times for you. So at the very bottom, here's the authenticity guidance chart. And so it's going to ask you how many total days of teaching. So for all core members, that should be 19 days. If they had no absences, if they did have absences, you would subtract the days that the teacher was absent. The hours of lead teaching, so that you'll put in 19 hours if they taught 1 hour per day. You'll put in 29 hours if they taught 1.5 hours per day, which applies to elementary literacy core members. It's going to ask you any other hours of teaching, not in the primary lead teaching. So if your teacher taught SGI, you'll put in 19 hours for them. If there was no SGI for that teacher to teach, you'll put in 0 hours. And then finally, how many students did that teacher teach? You'll put in the average number of students on the roster who attended class. So you should use your best judgment on these. We know sometimes some core members have very specific situations. Use your best judgment, and if you do have any questions about authenticity and how we report that to Regents, please reach out to Christine. All right, step 5. So you'll see step 5 right here correlates to these questions that are tagged as DSU. So this will help core members earn credit for grad school. So based on your work with your core members this summer, you'll rate your core members in Program Tracker on these 4 categories. So we can log into Program Tracker. There's authenticity. Below authenticity are the DSU questions. And so you'll see for these DSU questions, as guidance, most core members receive an A or a B, which goes on their DSU transcript. And so that's either the last one here or the second to last one, which are like the highest ratings that they can receive. And so once again, that is based on your work and interactions with core members this year. All right, so after you rate DSU credits, the majority of your time, and probably 75% of your time, is going to be spent on notes to the region. And so in the notes to the region, which is number 6, so right here correlates up here to number 6, you're going to write a narrative about your work with the core member and the core member's development this fall. Please consider these guiding questions in the left, especially if you're an MTLD. What information would you want about this core member? Please make sure that you use concrete examples. Please make sure that it's objective, accurate, and quality information, and answer these questions about the core member's strength, about areas that they did develop in, and areas that really need to be focused on when they meet the region. Here is a very strong example of what it looks like to include concrete examples, to be objective, and to be accurate in terms of writing a note about your core member. So as you can see, this is 3 paragraphs of notes. And like I said, this is where you'll be spending the bulk of your time. So after you've done notes to region, number 7 is a reminder to enter any final exit ticket. So each core member should have at least 12 daily classroom averages saved in Program Tracker, and this will allow us to compare student achievement and mastery across national institutes. So make sure that this is the last time to catch any of those outstanding classroom daily averages. So that would be number 7. And then number 8, if you have any artifacts, this is your last chance to leave a legacy of your work and your cohort's work at Institute. So you can email artifacts to this web address and be sure to attach them to the email, and they'll automatically upload into our artifact box. Artifacts can be anything: pictures, lesson plans, audio files, observation notes, observation videos that represent our 3 priorities of culture of love, strong classroom leaders, and clear communication. We're also asking that each CMA at least upload 1 weak lesson plan and 1 strong lesson plan. All right, so you have this information, these 8 steps for the data that you will be entering on each of the core members you supported. So once again, it can take 30 to 45 minutes to create really thoughtful responses for each of your teachers. Please refer to the blast. I will be having Program Tracker office hours on Wednesday and would love to support and help answer any questions. And also, please make sure, especially in the regional notes, that these are very robust and following the guidance that we set. During staff checkout, we will be ensuring that all the data is complete. And before staff checkout, either Christine, Lily, or I will be reading over your notes to the region and getting in contact with you if they do not meet the requirements that our regions have set. So once again, this is very exciting as a way to really ensure that the work we did this summer connects to the work in our regions, and it is a really big lift. The more time that we can do on the front end, the easier it's going to be on Wednesday as our deadline approaches. Once again, please reach out if you do have any questions. Refer to the CMA to MTLD Connection one-pager, this screencast. Please come to office hours, and please reach out to Christine, Lily, or I if you do have any questions.